On to the World Heavyweight
Mm-hmm.
Championship. Damian Priest versus Gunther. As the Judgment Day unfolds, we witness another banger of a match. I thought these two went out and did, I think, not even both of them, but more so Damian Priest. I thought he really put on for himself. Not that they didn't have a banger together, but I feel like it's so important in your last defenses to really give the people everything of you so that they can leave going, man, the right guy may have won, but let's not forget how good the champion that had it was. And it felt like this was exactly that for Priest. He came out of the blocks swinging. They hit each other equally as hard, which is something I haven't seen uh, in a Gunther match in
ever.
ever. Yeah, I don't even think it wasn't even fair when he was fighting Ilya and Ilya beat him. You know what I mean? It still felt like this just was not, it wasn't an equal fight. This was the first time I felt like they were evenly matched. And the edge here, clearly because of Finn Balor, went to Gunther. So give me first, we'll do thoughts on the match and then thoughts on, where the bloodline is at. I mean, not the bloodline, where the Judgment Day is after this.
All right.
This is probably
So I'm gonna kick this one off. Oh, I gotta kick this one off. I'm sorry. So
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
love Damian Priest. Priest is my boy. They had a great match. I'm glad they made Priest look like he was very, very much up there with Gunther
Mm-hmm.
because of the history they have on the indie together. But the right person won. I'm glad Gunther won. He gets to showcase what he can do as a champion now, as the main guy. But damn it, Damien, you did this to yourself just like Rhea did it to herself. This is all your fault, and you got what you deserve. I'm gonna leave it there.
Damn, dude.
Got what he deserved. Well, how do you feel, D? Did he get what he deserved? Did he do this to himself?
In a way, he did, but I will say this about Priest. This is probably the best match he had as champion.
Mm.
And I hate to see his reign come to an end the way it did, but also at the same time, and Duke, I hate you. He did it to himself.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, gentlemen. He did it to himself. He did it to himself. And maybe Rhea's was a little more confusing. Rhea's was uh long term trauma kind of being solved for Dom in a way. From somebody beating him up to somebody treating him like a man. Um but this one was kind of a little easier to see, especially if you're a guy with a bro. We all have bros, and we you got to treat your bro with respect, and more so than that, you got to learn who the veterans are around here. You know what I'm saying? You, you got to know who the veterans are around here. I came down to y'all level. Y'all didn't come up to. I didn't need y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I think the problem here is that in all this Judgment Day mess, Finn, in a true star way, has decided to take the backseat to elevate everyone else. And the important thing to remember as part of that group is he's still the best guy in the group. And you have to treat him with a certain level of respect so that he doesn't feel like he's wasting his time with you. And you know, for Carlito, he's just there having fun.
I love
You know,
Carlito.
for Dominic, Finn is like a second dad or a third if you count Eddie Guerrero. And then if you're JD, that's your mentor. Okay, the only person out of here that isn't putting Finn above him in ranks is Damien. And I think Finn started to slowly realize that, and then it started to get disrespectful. You go all the way to him. Somebody put up that picture of him grabbing Finn's face that one time. There's a way to go about things. You don't just put your hands on Finn Balor, man. That's not how this goes. And then gripping him up I think that did him in. Gripping him up after the Dominic turn, because it was bad enough that seed that was planted on Raw when he went to fight Gunther at the main event. And they kept saying, everyone kept saying, and I got to tell you, you don't know how, I'm sure you guys know how annoying it is when you know how to do something and someone keeps insisting that you need help to do it. And it feels disrespectful if you feel like they should know that you can handle yourself. And all night that night, if you need help, if you need help, I really think you might need help. And Finn is by the end of the night, Finn is like, yo, like, I'm Finn Balor. Like, I don't think the rest of the group understands that I'm Finn Balor. Like, I'm the guy. Is you should be the one asking for help.
And see, here's the thing about Finn Balor. Finn Balor started this. So,
which, even if you look at the landscape now, is a very prominent thing.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't disrespect Finn. He started one of the more iconic factions, probably of the last 10 to 15 years, over in Japan. You do not ignore him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he's on trajectory to possibly reunite with a few of them, because a lot of the originators are currently where he's at. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got a lot.
4 of the 5.
You should Finn Balor. You should fear Finn Balor more than he should fear you. He is still the prince. And I think Damien made a vital mistake in not respecting the hierarchy. It is a vital rule in all stables to respect the hierarchy.
Yeah.
And putting your hands on Finn Balor multiple times, thinking he can't get the job done, him feeling like you don't believe in him, is a big problem. So by the end of Rhea and Liv's match, when Finn walked away and Damien tried to call him and he was already gone, I was like, it's over. I think that was the nail in the coffin. And sure enough, he did all he needed to do to change the tide in that close match and cost Damien everything. But in the end,
we on demon time now.
That's not respecting the hierarchy.
And plus, we got to realize that when there was dissension at one point in time in the Judgment Day, we kind of crowned Damian Priest as the leader, but in reality, Finn Balor's been the leader all along.
People tend to get that messed up, but here's the funny thing. I'll give you one better, D. Remember when there was dissension in the blood in the Judgment Day, and they kept saying there is no leader of the Judgment Day. Remember, that was their thing for a minute. And then Rhea left, and all of a sudden, I'm the leader of Judgment Day. Which listen, Finn gave him every pass in the world. To his credit, Finn let him be leader. Finn let him have this whole stand on his own thing that he was doing, as long as he felt like he was respected, because that was his boy. But you don't cross the prince but too many times, man. He really let you try to rock. But in reality, because this is the funny thing about it, we may have been holding Damian Priest this high the whole time, but come Monday, when you think, oh, we're going to get Priest versus Finn, a lot of us that have seen Finn over the years, even if you only seen Finn in WWE, are going to look at it and go, I think that's probably more Finn than it is Damian. I think Damian's kind of the underdog here, which has been a lot of Damian's story. And I think Damian is probably the only one who doesn't know that. And a lot of the people you've been fighting, you kind of the underdog, bruh. So I think this is going to be that hard dose of reality.